It was Mark Poulton that packaged him. Mark is fired. Tell Mark I'm mad.
Yeah, this is Primetime Poulton. Keep it entertaining. You already know when outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dogs, Viking Whoop, U.S. Assassin. Doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not fronting. That's how Just a Writer became a moral compass. This is Primetime Poulton. This is Primetime Poulton. Let's go.
The King of Kings. On your knees, dog. All hail. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. In dread as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the corridors, stinking in blood, he tasted his grin, and it tasted good. The king took his head, left him broken and dead. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Left none living, unable to tell. The king took their heads and he sent them to hell. Their screams echo loud in the place of their death. Ripped open they die with their final breath. They hail the King of Kings. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Into the dirt. His will be done. Now feel your fear. There can be only one. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down to the. Bow down. Bow down to the king. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. The king is here. Now feel your fear. The King of Kings. All hail the king. On your knees to the king. The King of Kings. There is only one.
Hey, Graveyard Shift 2 was really, really good. It's one of my favorite Comicsgate books that I've ever read. I really, really enjoyed it. I keep saying that. I didn't realize how much I like Mark Poulton's writing. But I do. He writes a pretty good action superhero yarn. I'm tempted to check out his other project, which looks Sea Dog. It looks pretty cool as well. Codename Kill Switch.
Just another boring day where nothing changes, everything was normal till you came running up my street, and you ran so fast I was taken by the flash. Then you came and brought me here. You locked me here. You locked me in your basement. And you told me you loved me. And I said I loved you too. And it happened all so fast. I was taken by the flash. 'Cause Flash, I know you know that you're the fastest man I know. Whenever you're away from me, my whole world moves so slow. The only thing I have now are the memories that pass. If I'd have known this day would be all I taken by the flash. My mother and my father, they both warned me when they said you were unstable. But your jawline and your brown eyes, they were more than I could take. And it happened all so fast. I was taken by the flash. 'Now we both gone missing and we're kissing till the police come to find us. Is it wrong that I like it and I don't wanna go back home? And it happened all so fast. I was taken by the flash. 'Cause Flash, I know you know that you're the fastest man I know. Whenever you're away from me, my whole world moves so slow. The only thing I have now are the memories that pass. If I'd have known this day would be all now, taken by the flash. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting.
What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. It's the Moral Compass, a fulfillment king, good old TMC, Poppy to some, Mark Poulton. This is a Writhe Payne Horror Movie Club, episode 52. Today we're talking Midnight Meat Train. Joining me, old reliable, Dexter Weeks. What's up, Dex?
What's up, everyone?
Dex, you look like you just came from the pool.
Dude, exactly right. My pants are still wet. No,
Man,
okay.
Hey, man, so I sent the link like right as it was 5 o'clock, man. It's been a busy day here. Today was move-in day for the dogs. So Noelle and Leon are now at the house.
Nice.
I picked them up early this morning, took them to PetSmart to get groomed. They turned Leon away. They would not groom Leon. They thought he was aggressive.
Really?
Discrimination against pit bulls, man.
Oh yeah.
I even gave him his anxiety meds to chill him out. So I took him home and I washed him myself. So
I saw he liked his bed. You get him.
oh yeah, he loves that.
Yeah.
So he's moved in. My sister just left. She was visiting. So it's been a busy day here over at the household.
Nice.
We also got our third man. I can't wait to hear all about Heroes Con. We got Enrico Botta in the house. What's up, Enrico?
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Good, man.
Yeah,
How are
man.
you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
And Chris will not be with us, but I was expecting that because he is at Garden State Comic Fest, and I was there yesterday, so I'll tell everyone all about it. But first, I want Enrico to tell us about Heroes Con. But before that, let's say hello to the chat. We got, of course, the first man here. Ice pick in the house, Mark Poulton. He says, please step away from the meat. He says, we demand a Garden State Comics Fest complete summary first. You got it.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a table there, Mark? Or
What's that?
did you have a table there, or you just went to visit?
No, I just went to visit. Chris had a table there.
Yeah, so
I tabled there last year, and you and Enrico were both there hanging out with us. I didn't want to do the ice rink again because we were freezing. But a little spoiler: the ice rink felt so refreshing because it was hot as balls out.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Nicholas Gear spreading his lies, all expenses paid lies. He's referring to that haunted pizza
2025, baby.
2025 meetup. Start saving your money, Nicholas Gear.
Dude, wait. I'm going to interrupt for a second. Have you guys seen the feature that they put out on it?
Oh yeah. So that's what Nicholas is referring to because I shared that.
I am so excited.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
How amazing it's going to be. Yeah,
It
I already
looks
signed
incredible.
up. I already signed up for like the alerts for when the fellows taking reservations and everything. Like I'm 100% there.
Talk about turning a negative into a positive. That Dark Universe, title that they had built around their remaking the Universal Monsters movies that sort of flopped.
Yeah.
Well, now they just used it for this park the section of the park that looks absolutely incredible.
I want to live there.
Oh, me too, man. I'm so excited for fall of 2025 when we go there. It's going to be incredible.
We have to go together. It's going to definitely. We got to plan it. And we got to go.
Nick Gear's excited too, man. So
Nick Gear's out there saying he only flies first class. Save your money, Nick, because I'm not paying for this. I don't care what rumors you start. You got Amanda B egging him on. You got Dexter Weeks egging him on. No. Haunted Pizza. Yeah, we have $100 million in sales. We don't have $1 million in sales. We don't have $1 million.
in your pocket. Yeah.
Small business owners over here. Come on, guys. Nicholas having a good time at my expense.
Where is Nick from? Anyways, is he from East Coast?
Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can drive. He can take a drive to Florida,
to Orlando.
Yeah. Amanda says, I noped out at the fingernails, fast forward and haven't finished it. I have like 30 minutes to go. So let's start again in 40 minutes. Just watch along while we're talking about it. Pull the old Chris Graves.
It's got a good twist, man.
Yeah. Nicholas saying business expenses are write-offs. Come on, man. Mark says, Amanda B, he can fill the time with con talk. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Heroes Con and Garden State Comic Con. So, Dex says, didn't think this was Amanda's cup of tea except for Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, that was probably the only reason why she watched it.
Amanda says, yeah, need some expenses to go against those millions in sales. Come on, guys. Come on. I only brag about it because it sounds impressive, but $1 million in sales doesn't really equal $1 million in profits.
I hear you.
No.
Amanda wants to listen to the con talk too. Guy from Red Bank says, shut up, Ethan, I'm at work. Yeah, added a little Ethan clip to the intro.
I like the beginning intro too, the one bag.
Oh yeah,
one bagger intro, man.
One bag Jones over here, yeah. Man says, but not as good as Dino King TMC. You pale in comparison. Well, Ethan said Dino Kings is better than anything the Kings are doing. I was kicked out of the Kings, so I'm no longer a King. So I say all my work is better than Dino King, even though I haven't read Dino King. Writhe Payne, Koni Waves, best books you'll ever purchase. So and Graveyard Shift, U.S. Assassin, all of them. Guy from Red Bank can't stay long, so thank you for just hanging out for the intro.
Yeah.
You got a
guy from Red Bank, Duck Bacon. What's up,
what's up,
Duck?
Duck Bacon? Hail all.
Duck Bacon's my boy. We're Kara friends now and everything.
Oh, nice. Amanda B says, not a Bradley Cooper fan.
Okay.
Decent actor. He all right.
Yeah.
We got Unhinged in the house. He says, this used as a torture interrogation tactic in third world countries. Oh, is that my intro?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Froggy Fresh song. Yep. Amanda says, it's catchy. You want to sing along. Everyone. Eventually, it's an earworm. It'll get in your ear, and you'll just love it.
Yeah, I love that song. I even showed it to my daughter the other day, and we were singing it. It's pretty ridiculous how I love that song. Yeah.
Mark says, Unhinged must have heat stroke from the 90-plus week-long weather we have been having. He's talking nonsense. Come on, man. If you're a part of this chat, you love that song.
Dude, it's been so hot, and I'm still run you guys. I like to run. That's my thing, dude. I ran basically 4 miles, almost 4 miles yesterday, and I was like dead, Mark.
Oh
dead.
man,
I don't even know how I did it.
Heat's brutal, man.
After the convention, Misty and I, we walked 2 miles around our neighborhood, and I was dead after that. So I can't imagine jogging.
Yeah.
I drank 2 bottles of water and 1 bottle of Prime as soon as I was done.
Man. Mad Beast.
I'm sorry, real quick question on that Flash video that we're speaking.
Yeah.
Is the ice pick, is he part of that video or is he automatically pull up on that?
No, he does the same comment every episode, so I pull it up. It's tradition. Yeah, it's tradition.
It has to.
Like it was actually embedded. Okay.
So Nicholas Gear's trying to steal his gimmick. Look what our friend Nick Gear did.
Oh, Nick.
Oh, nice.
Come on, man. That's Penguin's gimmick. You can't steal that. Come on.
Yeah, but maybe it's a trend though. What if everyone has to comment a lightning bolt?
Oh, it'd be incredible.
Flash. Yeah.
So Amanda B says, Poppy, that stranger one time they called me Poppy. Come on. I hear that a lot. I'm just saying. I don't want to get too personal, but I hear that a lot.
I hear you, brother.
Mark says, I saw your dog photo. Looks like a giant Boston Terrier, not a vicious pit bull. So we were told he was a lab when we got him, but we knew right away he wasn't a lab. So he's a little bit of everything, but he has some pit bull in him. Mike McMahon says, if I win the lotto, I'm financing a Maniac Cop reboot. I love it, man.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
I got some ideas for it, so you can bring us in as consultants. So it's good to see Mike too.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
We got Genuine Comics in the house. Hello, everyone.
What up?
What's up, G-Com?
Mike says, sorry, I'm still here, sadly. That's no way to talk. Knock that off. Unhinged says, I like to work out in my garage in this heat, get that sweat going.
Yeah, man. It's like hot yoga, but I guess weightlifting.
Yeah.
And Mike says, ain't no bacon like duck bacon.
That's right.
Amen. We got 66 people watching on X and YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notifications. We're here every Sunday talking horror movies that you can watch for free on Tubi. This week is Midnight Meat Train. But first, before the con talk, I lied. We got to promote some things. Big news, earth-shattering, shocking news. I'm teaming up with Patrick Thomas Parnell for... Where is it? Here it is. For Riot Press's American Ninja X. What? Patriotic Ninja? Come on. It's true. Me and PTP teaming up for not only a 24-page comic book, but an action figure that'll fit in right with your G.I. Joe Classified line, your Marvel Legends line. Lots of surprises with this campaign. I can't spill any secrets, but if you're against this, I would say just keep watching. Maybe we'll change your minds. I know a lot of people gave Patrick a hard time when he announced American Ninja, but he reached out to me, and he wanted my blessing before it. And look, we're adults. We maybe we realize, guys, that working together could be beneficial for both of us. I'll just say that. All right, so go sign up for American Ninja X. I think the sign up's going to last for about a month, and then he's going to launch it end of July. But man, the stuff in store for this campaign, I'm really excited about it. So guys, sign up. Add to your action figure collection. Add to your Mark Poulton written comic collection.
Nice.
And speaking of, patriotic ninjas, how could I forget our guy, U.S. Assassin 4, guest starring Roddy Piper over on Indiegogo. I was just on Shane Davis and Mandy Summers' show, Pimp My Comic, talking about it. I want to thank everyone, man, who what's going on? There we go. Who were over there in the chat saying, I'm the hardest working man in CG. It's about time I started getting their words, not mine, that I started getting the spotlight. So I appreciate all you guys. So we did great business over there. Got a lot of new backers. People are loving the Roddy Piper guest appearance. So there's 2 great covers by John Stinsman over there. Make sure you check out the campaign. There's something for everyone over there. If you're new to U.S. Assassin, pick up that War Stories Digest, 180 pages, full color, all drawn by my man, Mike McMahon. Mike's drawn every page of the main U.S. Assassin series. That includes Volume 4. When Volume 4 is done, he will have drawn over 250 pages of U.S. Assassin. So the guy's a beast. He's recovering, but he's showing me layouts of pages. He's getting ready to work on a secret cover. So Mike's he's resting, but he ain't resting, guys.
Yeah, he's killing it, man. He's killing it.
And of course, one more project I want to pimp, and that's because I'm writing it for Grok Comics. We're talking Thief in the Night #1. I wrote the main story for this book. Only 5 days left to go. I'm going to have the owner of Grok Comics, Bill Ropp, on my channel this Thursday to talk about the project, talk about his whole line. Guys, check it out. He's got a ton of great books. They all look first class. He hires great artists, colorists, all over talent to do these books, man. So give him a shot, man. I think you'll enjoy everything that he's doing over there. So that's Thief in the Night, and that'll do the shill part of the stream. Now let's talk some Comic Cons. Enrico, last weekend you had Heroes Con. Tell us all about it.
Heroes Con's in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Convention Center. It's a great show. It's a comics first show. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of or if any, actors or pop culture or video games. It's mostly comics, man. It's comics, artists. So we have a lot of big names from comics there. Jim Starlin was there. Simon Beasley was there. We had Scotty Young there, Brett Bean there, you know, from Tank Girl fame. We had a lot of great people there. There's a million more. The Jim Mahfood was there. There's been Ben Templesmith, of course, was there. It was awesome. So John Romita Jr. was there. It was a fantastic convention. There was so many more people. I'm not even mentioning. The list is like way too long to even to go through. But I had a great time. I was sitting in the Artist Alley. There was a section of Artist Alley broken off in the back corner, and it was right near the big CGC booth. There was a lot of big names back there, like Beasley was back there, Jim Starlin, John Romita, Temple Smith. They were all back there, and I was able to be lumped back there with a few other people, like Robert Tino, a few other cool artists back there. And it was just a great show, man. Just buzzing. They had the highest turnout of attendance that they've had ever.
Oh, wow.
They walked through the door, people coming through the door. There was a lot of great panels. One panel was Steve Olaf was part of. Steve Olaf and talking about coloring and, you know, the Sandman remaster. It was Steve Olaf and Charles Vess was there doing that panel. But Steve Olaf, we met. Mark and I met at SpawnCon. Yeah, so I reconnected with Steve, you know, just for a few minutes. We talked, and he remembered, you know, when he showed me Sandman. He showed me that Sandman, those color keys before, you know, it was even like, you know,
that's cool,
even done. So it was really cool that we got to see him. But God, it was so great, Mark. And they have the Big Heroes charity auction, and you can submit a piece there, and if it gets picked, it goes in the auction, and it kind of goes up, and, you know, all the proceeds go to charity, the Heroes Initiative, and charities like that nature. They have a big stage there, and you can go on stage if you choose. You can submit anything you want, but if you choose, you could go sit and paint or draw something live in front of a crowd. So I decided to do that. I had a piece kind of that I was working on that I showed everybody. It was Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
But I thought, like, you know what? After I saw some of the things that were being entered, and I talked to a few of the good people there that run the auction, they were like, you got to do a larger piece. You know, larger pieces go well. So I was a little too scared to do like a really big piece, but I think I picked a pretty good size. I think I did like maybe a 28 by 30 piece or something like that. And I ended up going on stage and painting up one live, and it ended up being, I just did it off the cuff, stream of consciousness, ended up being Death of the Endless, like holding a skull sitting on a jack-o'-lantern. And that was really cool. And as I was doing it, there was a lot of buzz around the stage, and I looked in front of me at the easel in front of me, and Scotty Young gets up on stage and he starts painting his large piece. And he did this piece of Deadpool and Wolverine. And like,
I saw it. Yeah.
Did you see it? And
Yeah, I saw it.
word bubble, word balloon. And it says like, your guns go pow pow, my boom boom, or something like that. It was a really cool looking piece. He did it fully painted. So that ends up going in the auction. Right before me, Temple Smith was on stage, and he did like a cool Batman that went into the auction. And my piece got picked to be in the auction. And that's really cool because not every piece gets picked to be in the Saturday auction. Like, that's the main auction.
Sure.
So I went there, and I met somebody on the first day of the con, and he goes by the handle The Above Average Artist. So if you guys want to look up The Above Average Artist on Instagram, you can find this guy. His name's Arthur Ball. He works in movie special effects, and he's like a sculptor. And we like immediately hit it off, just talking about McFarlane toys and sculpting and, you know, that kind of stuff. And he's a really fun dude. And we ended up getting together with Chris Mad, and we went out to dinner one night. That was like really fun. But Chris Mad, I'm digressing from the auction, but like Chris Mad ended up putting 3 tables together. I think he bought 1 table, but the guy next to him left, and then the other table was abandoned. So he ended up just putting everything together, and he had this like huge, really cool looking display. Like, he looked like a boss with like 3 6-foot tables. It was really cool. That was really fun. But getting back to the auction, so Arthur Ball, the Above Average Artist, he painted a Venom head on and a discarded satellite dish, a direct TV satellite dish.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is kind of stuff he does. Like he makes like big sculptural lamps and found object kind of art and stuff like that. So he did this satellite dish. He painted Venom on it. It was pretty fun piece that went into the auction. So that went up first, and I think that ended up raising like, I don't know, like $575 for charity. It was really cool. So his went off, and then like, man, I stayed all the way to like midnight. I'm like one of the last. My piece was like at the end of the friggin' line, right? So I'm like staying. I'm like hanging in there because I want to see where if it does anything, and it did. So people got into like a little bidding war with it, and it went. I think my piece went for like $350 or something like that, which is great. I mean, yeah, okay, right? I thought I was happy with it. It went $350 to the Heroes Initiative charity, and that was really cool. And I had a good time with that. And then, just the rest of the days were fun. I got to do a lot of commissions. I did a couple sketch covers and a few other things, and then walked around and just saw a lot of cool stuff. I got to connect, for a couple minutes with Ben Temple Smith, and I met Jim Mahfood very briefly. I even got to meet very briefly the Ed Piskor family, which was really
Oh,
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. So I met with them. I told them we were going to be there, and it's like, I'm coming up with Mark Poulton, and they were like, oh, okay, and so that was really nice. And I briefly met what's his name, Tom Scholey, very briefly when I was talking to Jim Mahfood. Tom Scholey came up. I saw, kind of just said hi to him for like 2 seconds, and I saw Jim Rugg, but I didn't get to meet him. And it was great. It was a great show, and I'll close it off with that because I talked too long. But that was my experience. It was really fantastic. I want to do it again, and you got to go. Mark's got to go. We got to take everybody. Yeah. Heroes Con one year.
I did it like about 2 years ago. It was one of the best shows I've ever done. I mean, just like you were saying, the talent there, the people. It's like first class con. It's for the artists and for people that are fans of that. It was great. Yeah, I should go next year too. So we'll see.
We'll try to plan it.
Yeah, man. Now, did you fly down or did you drive down?
I did. See, that's the only thing. Like, I have to come up with a better plan because, if we all went down together, I would say let's do the drive. It's probably it's a really long drive for us, but I would say, hey, let's do the drive because then we can bring a lot more stuff. But I bring a very modest setup, and I fit it all into a giant suitcase. But I got to pay for that, man, because that's like that's like $100 extra for that weight because I bring a 70 or 80 pound suitcase with me, right?
Right.
So. I fly. Yeah, but I flew, and I flew Frontier. It was all right. It ended up being expensive, but I did well at the show. But it was it's a lot of money to go. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, Mark, I was saying I talked too long, but it was a great show, and we all have to go one year for real.
Yeah, I've never been there. Dex, you went 1 year, didn't you?
Yeah, I was about 2 years ago. I was just saying how it was one of the best shows I've ever been to. Just the experience, the talent, the people. Yeah, it was great. Yeah,
that's a bucket list item for me. I want to get to it 1 year. We got Missy Duran in the chat. She says, I have no idea what everyone is saying, but I wanted to pop in and say hey to the best chat. I'll catch the replay.
Aloha.
Thanks for popping in the chat.
Hey, chat. I just want to say Mike, chat. Seems like you're just saying chat a lot. Chat.
Mike says, Midnight Meat Train is what we call date night. Mark says, more proof they fired up that old Hadron Collider and we are in an alternate timeline. Oh, we're talking about me working with PTP? Come on, man.
Hey, there's no drama. There's no success, right, Mark? So
yeah. Come on. Of course, the moral compass would, try to work things out like an adult. Come on.
Exactly.
We've got Amanda B sharing the links. Thank you, Amanda. Sheldon says, I watched Midnight Meat Train, though I have a feeling we're not talking about the same movie.
Oh, yes, we are.
Mike McMahon says, Grok, wow, Liefeld boards flashback. Yeah, Minister Grok was a part of the Liefeld message boards, just like almost everyone else I work with. Penguin says, Enrico did some nice looking sketch covers.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
Yeah, man. They look great.
Oh, thank you.
Sheldon's synopsis of the movie: a train engineer couldn't fit into her train suit. Luckily, a couple of helpful gentlemen were able to help her out of it. Then there was a happy ending of some sort.
Who wrote that? Mark Poulton?
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
It's almost like a sequel to Maidroid. Train.
Come on
droid.
now. Mark Penguin says PiskerCon is like 2.5 hours away from me. Going to try to make it in August. Awesome. Enrico and I will be there.
Yep.
So yeah, they made an announcement too. Tom Scioli and Jim Rugg are like the guests of honor there. So that'll be cool.
Where's that at, Mark? Where's it being held?
I think it's like outside Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh?
So it's going to be like a 5-hour drive for me and Enrico.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Mike says he'll fly out.
Nice.
Oh, what's he talking about? Because Nick Gear says Mark will fly us all out with his millions, right, Amanda? Come on, man.
Right.
Tell him, Nick.
And Mike says we're all cool with PTP now. See? Amanda B starting stuff, though. Come on. Nick says no drama. I'm going back on hiatus then. Yeah, no drama over here. Check out American Ninja X. Awesome 24-page comic book written by me, drawn by Patrick, and an incredible looking action figure. He has the prototype on display at Joe Fest this weekend. A lot of buzz about it. And hopefully the campaign's successful, and there's more comics and action figures down the line for us. But we just heard about Heroes Con. Mark Penguin asked me to talk about Garden State Comic Fest. I went there yesterday morning with Missy, Sean, and my son Chase. We stayed for maybe 4 or 5 hours. We visited our guy Chris Graves, who first time ever he had his own table at a Comic Con. His table looked great, man. He had all his Writhe Payne, all the different covers, all the covers he's done for me for like Koni Waves, Loose Threads. Yeah, his table looked great. He had some of the books he did for Marat Michaels' company, Counterpoint. He had his prints, his original artwork, his trading cards, his Payne Slam buddies. So man, his booth looked awesome. So
Really did. Yeah.
Nice.
And from what I heard, he was doing really well. He had a gift for me, and I'm going to share it right now. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting this, but he had an original piece of artwork for me. Fits the theme of the show too. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go.
It's a horror piece.
It's a horror piece.
Cool. Oh,
Little
nice.
Art the Clown. Let me pull myself up full screen. Look at this.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
Good. Look at that. I love the teeth.
Yeah, he did a great job on this, and this was a gift from Chris. But man, I was so excited. Yesterday morning, as we were getting ready for the convention, Sean said, "Did you hear?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Your guy's going to be at the convention." So lately, Sean has been referring to PTP as my guy, and I was like, "No, he's at Joe Fest," and he was like, "Your other guy." I'm like, "Yeah, we already know Chris is going to be there," and he was like, "No, your guy from that movie you just watched." And I was like, "Who?" And finally, I just had to look it up because, like,
It was an amazing thing.
Brian Bonzal, Mikey was
Mikey.
a last minute addition to Garden State Comic Fest.
How great is that, man?
And I was so excited.
That's so
for this.
crazy. Did you tell him about the?
I did. I told him about the show, man. So like we couldn't find him anywhere. Like we searched the convention floor like a couple times. We could not find him. There was all the actors lined up. So this was what I was excited for because people that know me know I collect my G.I. Joe classifieds. I like to get them signed by the voice actors. So I got the actress that voices Zorana to sign my figure.
Oh wow.
I got the actor who voiced Firefly and Spirit to sign figures. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Firefly and Spirit. There we go. And then of course I just spoiled it, but the actor who voiced Zartan.
Oh wow.
So 4 new figures to my collection. I forget how many I have now. I think like 10 different signed ones, but these are a lot of fun. It's, I don't see many conventions where the voice actors of GI Joe characters are there, but they always seem to be at Garden State Comic Fest. So the guy who runs it must be a huge Joe fan, and that's all right with me because
That's great.
I can get some more of these figures signed. But I did that, and then I was looking for, I was on a mission. We had to find Mikey, and we finally found him after being there for a few hours. And I was on cloud 9, man. I was like, as soon as I walked up, I said, I do a YouTube show, a horror movie YouTube show, and we just watched Mikey. I had just discovered it. I was like, I love this movie, and he was so excited because he said people usually they want to talk about family ties or they want to talk about Star Trek because he played Worf's son on Next Generation. But he said recently people have discovered Mikey, and he was telling us all about it. Like we went over like the controversy with it, being banned, and he was talking about that. He said it finally, after like 30 years, it finally got unbanned in the UK, and people have started discovering it. He was just the coolest and nicest guy. So I got a 8x10 signed by him. He had a couple Mikey ones to choose from, but I went with this one. I thought it was the best of the choices. Him with the bow and arrow. I love it. Yeah. But he signed it to Mark, and he signed Mikey underneath his name. So man, it literally made my weekend meeting him because this movie was so incredible, and he couldn't have been nicer. I got a picture with him. He took a picture with Missy. He took a picture with my son Chase. My son Chase, he hasn't seen the movie yet, but he hears me talking it up so much. He was like, "Can I get an autograph picture from him too?" I was like, "Yeah, definitely." So he got one, and he got the one that's the movie poster.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Yeah. But he had a couple different Mikey ones. He had one where he was holding the aluminum bat. That was pretty good. And he had one where he was holding the what do you have, like a gas tank and a rag on fire or something when he set that fire in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool to see that he had Mikey well represented on his table. But man, he couldn't be any cooler. He's the bass player for the Ataris. Years ago, they did a cover of Don Henley's "Boys of Summer." That was like their big song. So he's touring with them. I think he has some dates this summer. So if he's in your area, man, check him out. But yeah, it was awesome meeting him. I've seeing friends. Saw Marat Michaels, talked to him. Terry Sala, who I've known for 20 years, I saw him. They both Marat, like he like has it's so weird. He does this book with Terry called "Do You Pooh?" and it's the Winnie the Pooh like parody book of Winnie the Pooh as Deadpool. And they've probably, I'm not exaggerating when saying they've probably done like 1,000 different covers for this book, and it's the same interiors. But there's rabid collectors that buy every cover of this. So the con brought out the entire creative team of this, because they're huge Do You Pooh fans. And Mitzi and I were just looking at the wall of all their different covers. It's crazy. Anything that's hot or, they do a parody cover of it. Missy bought me this cover, this Crow, knockoff cover, and Marat signed it. But yeah, I was talking to Marat, and he was like, yeah, he says he doesn't get the success either, but if people want to keep buying the same book from him over and over, he's not going to stop them.
Maybe you should do that, Mark. Just have like different covers for the same story.
Yeah, like at that point, right? I think it's great, first of all, I'll say that. But I think at that point, you're buying it's almost like buying a print. But you get a whole book behind the print almost, right? Yeah. Like it's almost like buying a piece of art. You're just buying like that singular piece of art, like a print, but you get a book, like with it, sort of.
What's the inside? What is the inside, Mark? Like, is it what story it is, or?
I don't even know.
No. See, Mark didn't even open it, so
let's do a little deep dive.
Yeah, please, man.
So it's Winnie the Pooh as Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it a parody, like independently, or is that a Marvel book?
No, it's a parody. It's an independent. I mean, it's an independent book.
Yeah.
The Counterpoint Comics puts it out. So
Nice. Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So besides seeing Marat and Terry Sala, I saw Dan Fraga. I love Dan. He did the cover of Sea Dog for me, but I've been a fan of his since the early Image Extreme days. So it was great
Black
to see
Flag.
him. Oh yeah, Black Flag. He was the first artist on Bloodstrike, Kid
Mhm.
Supreme, which was my favorite work by him. Also saw Ethan Van Sciver, said hello to him. Missy got a pic with him. Andy Smith had too long of a line, but I waved hi to Andy. So it was cool seeing all these people that you're friendly with, and finally see them in person like once a year or whatever. So it was a good time. We stayed like maybe 4 or 5 hours. But it was a good convention. It didn't look as busy as last year. Like the floors were like jam packed last year, especially over in the basketball section. And this one wasn't too bad. So like there was no lines for autographs for me, for all the actors that I wanted to meet. And I was able to talk to the comic creators with the exception of Andy Smith. So it was a good show, and Chris looked like he was having a good time. He had his whole family there supporting him, so that was cool to see.
Nice.
So Garden State was it was a good time, man.
Awesome. Sounds
great.
great.
Yeah. Let's check up with the chat, and then we'll finally get into a Midnight Meat Train. Almost 50 minutes into the show.
We're gonna have to do a 10-minute movie review. For this one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we at? Mike says they grow up so fast. Oh, he's talking about Mikey, or is he talking about my son Sean?
Both.
Nicholas says that actor is the kid from Blank Check. Yep. Also the Andy Keaton from Family Ties. Sheldon says Blank Check. That's Mark wrote him to show up last minute to show up the Garden Fest. Everyone thinks I'm moneybags over here. I'm not though. Sheldon said, Nick says that must be why Mark is trying to weasel out of the all expenses paid vacation. Man, I'll just take Mikey. If you guys want me to treat someone, I'll treat Mikey to come hang out with us.
There you go. You gotta work on the sequel, Mark. Tell him you're working on the sequel, man.
Yeah. Amanda B says, "Do you poo?" Yes, it's a Winnie the Pooh parody book. Mark says, "Do You Poo" is the only book I have seen with a CGC 9.9 and 10 slabs.
Wow.
Your friend from UPS, Dex, he got a 10.0 Walking Dead #1.
Oh, right. That's right.
What's
Yeah.
that worth?
Oh, I don't know, but I heard people were all offering like 10 grand on the spot when he got it.
Right.
Amanda B says everybody poos.
Yeah.
Mark says Sean Forney is a local colorist where I live, and he does that poo book and draws covers too.
Nice.
Nicholas says I have a Do You Poo sketch from Marat on Tin Soldier.
Awesome.
Unhinged says that's how I look at variants, just thick prints. Mark says, was Jesse Blaze Snyder set up there or just hanging out at the con? Saw him on the EVS stream at night at Graham Nolan's cigar party. I didn't see him there. He must have just been hanging out. I didn't even know Jesse was in Jersey. I would have said hey to him. I didn't see any of the after hours party stream. For the record, I was invited to that, but we didn't want to stick around. It's too late for me, man. I don't like driving at night.
We can't stay up past 10, Mark. Come on.
Yeah, Amanda says I could have finished the movie. Yeah, you should have. You should have kept watching. We talked a
Meanwhile, I was
long
at Heroes
time.
Con. I was up to like 1 o'clock, like pretty much every night.
Wow.
Oh, Amanda says the growing up pretty sure was in reference to Graves. Oh, getting his first table by himself. Yeah,
yeah.
Growing up, man. Mike confirmed that. Yep. So we're caught up with the chat. Let's talk Midnight Meat Train. Clive Barker, movie starring Bradley Cooper. Maybe the best pedigree of any of the movies we watched. Great
Clive
production. I'm going to tell you something. I didn't like it.
Barker. Oh, you didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I
What
don't
did you
know.
like about it?
It wasn't a bad movie, but I just feel they revealed the killer too quick. Like there was no mystery about him.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess there was a little bit of mystery. Like, why is he doing this?
Until the
Yeah.
reveal at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's just I just like right off the bat, you know who this guy is, and I don't know. I had too many questions at the end too, and sometimes I like that because that lets my mind fill in the blanks.
Mhm.
But with this, I was just like, oh, I feel like they left a lot on the table. So
You know, I think this is based on a short story of Clive
I
Barker.
think that's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
short story, and they just try to make it into a full length
To
feature.
a whole feature. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I disagree though, Mark. I kind of
Yeah.
dug it, man. You know, I like
Amanda,
the whole, you know.
yeah, Amanda says I was surprised by how many faces I recognized. Penguin says I liked it. I'm surprised you didn't, TMC.
Yeah.
Amanda says, how come you had to find one you didn't like when Graves wasn't here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it was great. So Midnight Meat Train is about a photographer played by Bradley Cooper. He like films crime scene stuff. He's trying to get his big break in the art world, and they know a guy who knows rich collectors. And his girlfriend finally like says, "Why don't you introduce my boyfriend to some of these guys?" So he finally does, and it's the rich investor is played by Brooke Shields, and she looks through his portfolio and says it's good, but when you really figure out what you're doing, come back and really wow me. So he starts going out at night trying to I don't know, really
capture the city.
Yeah,
the grittiness of the city.
Right.
So one night he starts, he sees these rough looking group of guys, and he starts following them, taking pictures of them, and they end up attacking this famous model, and he starts taking pictures of them, and then he interferes and basically chases them away when he shows there's a security camera, and he takes a final photo of her, and she thanks him with a kiss, and then hops on the train, and she's about to miss the train, but someone reaches out and holds the door open for her. She gets on the train, and that's our killer. There's no surprise here. And he has this special ring with a symbol on it. So when Bradley Cooper photographs her getting into the train, he has a picture of that ring. Well, then it turns up that she's missing, and he was like, "Oh, that's the woman I took pictures of." And he's going through the pictures. He takes it to the police, and the police was like, "You need to come up with more than that." They're also like, "You were following him? Sounds like you were stalking her." And he was like, "No, I saved her from the guys attacking her." But the police, they wanted more evidence, so he starts patrolling that area, almost looking for the killer. And he starts following that guy around, taking pictures of him. He always boards the train. Whenever he's about to get close, something happens and he gets distracted. Like once a cop stopped him and wanted to check his camera because he said explosives could be on it or some nonsense like that. But he's convinced that this guy's the killer. At one point, he gets a little too close following him, and the killer is waiting for him. But and Bradley Cooper's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted to get a picture of you." And he lets the guy go, or he lets Bradley Cooper go. One time he follows him to work. He finds he's works at a butcher, a meat packing place where they're butchering these cows. And he's he gets caught there, and the butcher's following him around, and he escapes, and he's he starts becoming obsessed with this, and his girlfriend's like, "Why don't you just take pictures of things you love, like me?" And she starts undressing for him, and he's having a breakdown, taking pictures of her because he's obsessed with this killer. I was starting to think is this in his mind? I was like, no, but he has pictures of this butcher. And then I was like, is he just making up everything else about the butcher? That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Because he was looking for his big break. He showed those pictures to the pictures he was taking to Brooke Shields, and she was like, "Oh, you're really onto something. I'm going to give you a show." But he doesn't even care about that because he's obsessed with finding this killer. And his girlfriend's like, "Just go to the cops. You have all this evidence." And he just needs to get to the bottom of this. And one day he gets I guess a little too close, and he gets beaten up really good by the butcher, and he wakes up, and he has this big like symbol on his chest that they put on his chest. And while we're watching this, Missy was like, why did they let him go? And I was like, well, they put he has that sign on him. I bet he's going to be the next butcher.
Yeah.
Like they just marked him.
Right.
And I was kind of right about that. But so he comes home, he's all beat up. He won't talk to his girlfriend. He locks himself in the bathroom as he cleans himself up. So she decides she's going to go investigate, and she like tracks down the butcher's house, and she goes with the friend that introduced him to like the investors and stuff, and they're snooping around this guy's house. And while she's in the bathroom, the butcher comes home. So when she comes out of the bathroom, she sees his bag in like the living room. Why does she just run? No, she keeps like looking, and she goes into the bedroom where her friend was, and she sees him standing. At least she thought he was standing in the closet, but it's the butcher, and she gets captured. And at that point, like Bradley Cooper's like, he realized that he has to stop the butcher because the cops won't help. The cops almost seem like they're in on it, that they know about this and they're trying to distract him.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets all butchered up in like a chainmail apron.
It was like
He's
a
got
cosplay. It was like a cosplay butcher. Yeah.
And he waits for the midnight meat train that comes. He has the schedule. He knows it shows up at 2:00. So it goes right by him. So he has to run, and he jumps on the back of it with his meat hook. and he gets in the train, and he's like, his girlfriend wakes up in the train, or did she board the train? I can't even remember. But she comes across all the humans hung upside down, stripped naked. So the butcher takes out all their teeth, their fingernails, hangs them up naked, shaves their head.
Right.
So she's horrified. The butcher comes after her. Right as he's about to kill her, Bradley Cooper shows up, and it's butcher versus butcher, and they're duking it out on the trains. And then it stops at this old station that the conductor's in on it too. He's working with the butcher because at one point the butcher starts getting sloppy.
Yeah.
So they stop in this old. He diverts tracks and goes to this old stop, and it's all run down, overgrown. And Bradley Cooper and the butcher fight outside, and like all these like humanoid creatures that they come out of the shadows, and they board the train, and they start eating the bodies.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Bradley Cooper's fighting the butcher, and he kills the butcher. And then the conductor shows up. And he was like, I don't know. Basically, he told him that now you know about this. We gave them the bodies so they wouldn't attack the trains. So I was like, what are these creatures? Everyone knows about this. The police know about it because they're in on it. But what are they? Are they like humanoids, or like that lived under the subway station?
Yeah,
Missy was convinced they were aliens.
Did he not tell him? Didn't he explain that they were like there for millennia or something? Or
yeah,
they were like creatures that just
have
live
been forever.
The conductor ends up killing his girlfriend, and then
pretty violently, by the way. I mean,
totally
guts.
And then I guess I forget. I think Bradley Cooper gets knocked out or something, and then just like the next day, or who knows. By the way, we've got 91 people watching on X and YouTube. We're talking Midnight Meat Train, which you can watch for free on Tubi. If you're new to the channel, man, hit subscribe. We're here every Sunday talking horror movies. So the police chief is like waiting while this new butcher is getting dressed in his suit, getting all his tools.
You left out the part where he ripped out his tongue.
Yeah. The conductor rips his tongue out so he can't speak.
Right.
Now, did the other butcher? He didn't talk either, did he?
I don't think so. Maybe that's part of being a butcher.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Well, that's the whole part. That's the whole point of it. You're not allowed to tell anyone.
You can't talk about it. Yeah.
Talk about it. We don't talk about Meat Club.
Yeah. So we see this guy getting ready, and as he's about to leave, the police chief says something to him, and he turns, and it's Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper's the new butcher. He has to continue this because he knows about this. And I was like, I don't know.
And he's
I
already
mean,
a butcher.
Mark, I thought it was, it was.
I don't know, man. I wish Chris was here. He'd probably be so proud that I didn't like something. Although he'd probably be saying how stupid I am because he'd probably love the movie.
Yeah. I mean, some of the kill scenes were kind of cool. I mean, when his eyeballs, like when he popped that one head, the eyeballs popped out. I mean, there was some pretty cool stuff in it. I mean,
Amanda B says, I thought it was decent up to the point where the girlfriend and friend broke into the hotel room.
Right.
Mark says, I both didn't understand what the guy was removing from his chest. Scales. What was he?
oh yeah,
So the original butcher was cutting off these like boils or something from his
he was collecting
chest.
them or something. Yeah,
He was dying from something. He had some sort of, I don't know what was on his chest, but he was cutting these like growths off his chest.
and he was
Is it
collecting.
diseased in some way? I wonder if it's
Yeah.
from the creatures or,
That's what I was thinking.
you know, like, yeah, and that's why they have to pass the torch on to another butcher, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. I never read the actual short story. I wonder if it tells you anything else, but it's probably less information in there than there is in the movie.
Probably.
Sheldon says the title was misleading. The trains were at 2 a.m. I guess the title wouldn't be as catchy. 2 a.m. meat train.
Yeah, not so good.
Amanda Beast says, I was thinking like cancerous males.
Moles.
Oh, mole.
Yeah,
My bad.
Yeah, it was almost just like
Damn.
a gross out scene. It was never explained or anything. So
Amanda says the gore scenes were done well if you like that stuff, although not sure how you can beat a head off a body, but still have the head looking like a head. How about that cameo appearance by Ted Raimi?
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Both his eyes knocked out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Misty said,
too, with the
Misty
head.
told me eyes don't really pop out like that.
Yeah, that's scientifically. But when she's talking, what Amanda, I think she's talking about that when he keeps knocking the head off, you see through the eyes.
Oh yeah,
that was a cool scene. I thought that
Yeah.
was
I
cool.
know. I thought it was really well done for production wise and stuff. They had a great budget and like Amanda said, the gore scenes were well done. Like they had a good budget. They had good cinematography and all that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe there were some holes in the story, sure, but Clive Barker, he has a little bit of a mystery and his weirdness and stuff. And I don't know. I generally like Clive Barker.
Doug Bacon says, I've seen this one. Doesn't it have bullet tooth Tony?
Yeah.
Sheldon says, the police, you mean that one woman detective? Apparently there's only one detective that works there.
But she was in on it though.
Yeah, she was in on it. Amanda says, why did the butcher let him go? He
I
was
think
probably already had him eyed as his replacement.
Yeah, because he was dying. I think they knew he needed a replacement, and since he saw
And he's
something,
been around for a while too. I think they mentioned how old like he was doing this for. It reminded me a lot of. I don't know if anyone saw that movie, Let the Right One In. And it's about fire, and it was just the thing. Like she was just looking for somebody to take over to take care of her. And that's exactly what this was.
That was a great one, by the way. We can talk about that if possible ever.
Sheldon says that must have been pretty awkward for her friend when they were fighting, his junk all slapping around. Yeah, he was hanging upside down naked.
Yeah.
I think she bumped into him a couple times. Amanda B says humanoid creatures. I don't know what to call them.
They were chud. Just call them chud, Mark.
Yeah.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Yeah.
There you go. It's perfect.
Sheldon says that Rampage Jackson fight scene was cool. Him and Bradley would make the A-Team movie a couple of years later. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Rampage Jackson playing like a guardian angel patrolling the train. He gave the butcher a good fight.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Penger says, happy birthday, by the way, to John Malin. That's right. John is 47 today, I believe. He doesn't like people knowing his age, but Dan Fraga says, we got to remind him that he's old too.
We're all getting old, man. So.
Amanda B says, whose tongue? Bradley Cooper. Yeah, Bradley Cooper had his tongue ripped out by the conductor.
And then disemboweled his girlfriend. So.
Yeah, that's the first rule of Meat Train.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have, a significant other, and you're not allowed to have a tongue.
Yeah.
Amanda says, wait, so he has to take over the role to appease the creatures and he killed the previous person?
Right.
Yes, so if you don't feed these creatures, they'll start attacking the train.
Right. And the earth, the world, I guess, it was a whole thing. You got to keep them in the ground.
Mark said, since he killed the butcher, he was deemed worthy to take his place. There can only be one. There can only be one Midnight Meat Train butcher.
Yeah, definitely the world was a threat there. It starts there. You always have
Yeah.
to escalate, man. It's right here. It's contained. That's what's happening, and then it's a threat to the world.
You know, we got Kevin Everson in the chat. He says it's not a tumor, it's a tumor.
Yeah.
I think he had Skittles pox.
He kept them all in a jar for future.
Sean says the kill scene where you can see the butcher in that chick's eye after she lost her head. That was a great shot.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah. So so for once, I don't hate the movie, but I also didn't love it. So for me, it's just I'll say I think it was a thumbs down, but it sounds like you both liked it.
I did.
Yeah, I liked it. I'd say I liked it. I would give it 4 points out of 5 on the pentagram.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that we see and talk about, and I mean, like the horror is there, but we always say like the acting is.
Yeah. So like I said, this has pedigree, and maybe that's why I'm a little harder on it because it has like Clive Barker's name attached to it. Bradley Cooper's in it,
right?
Ted Raimi. So I don't know, but that it's just I had too many questions. Oh, we got Christopher Bouchard in the chat. He says, hello, sorry I was late. I was watching a 6-hour endurance auto race. My Penske Porsches won and finished third. Awesome, man.
There you go.
Congrats to the Porsches.
Yeah.
Amanda says, I don't think I would have liked the ending, but I didn't mind knowing the killer. It was pretty suspenseful.
Yeah, I thought so. I like the little twist, how.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost like 2 different movies. It got all cosmic horror at the end, but in the beginning, it was all like trying to figure out who this butcher guy was. I don't know. I dug it, Mark. I'm sorry, man.
96 people watching, by the way. We're almost done with this, but so we're 2 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down for Midnight Meat Train. This was picked by Missy, so I'll let her pick again. She was upset I didn't like it. I was like, I didn't hate it. She liked it, by the way. She loved the butcher, like carving stuff up. She says it wasn't correct. And I said, but you're used to surgeons, not butchers. Maybe butchers have different technique than surgeons.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, surgeons are a little more precise,
Spoken by a true medical professional, man.
Yeah. But
what do you got coming up next, Mark?
I'm really looking forward to next week. I think this is more in line with what I like. I like really fun movies, and next week is Hatchet. So let's play the trailer, man.
Amanda's gonna hate this. Amanda B won't like this one, man.
I can't not say Hatchet Wound.
Once upon a time, there was a boy named Victor Crowley. Folks weren't too kind to Victor, so he stayed hidden in his daddy's house, out in the bayou. One night, some mean children came to his house, and there was a bad fire. When his daddy chopped down the door to save him, he didn't know Victor was pressed against the other side. And poor Victor Crowley died. They said people disappear in those woods. And legend has it, if you get close enough to the old Crowley house at night, you can still hear Victor Crowley roaming in the woods, crying for his dad.
I want to go home. We're all gonna die.
Victor Crowley. Was that the name of the antagonist from D. Snyder's Strangeland? Wasn't it?
I think you may be right. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Oh,
No?
it wasn't.
I don't know.
Wasn't
Mandy
Tom
says,
Frank- or I don't know. Maybe.
so you're saying there's a chance I will be the only one that doesn't like it. So I've never seen Hatchet before. I'm looking forward to this.
It's a classic. There's no doubt, man. But
I have seen Hatchet 3 though, but I never saw the first one or the
Is
second
Robert
one.
England's in this, right? I see
yeah,
Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. But yeah, Crowley, like you know,
like
Oh, he
Tubi.
says Captain Howdy. Captain
That's it.
Howdy. was the
Captain
call.
Howdy. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, man. Thank you.
Good job, Mike. Good job.
So yeah, we went a little over on time, but a lot of con talk to catch up on.
Yeah.
But man, thank you guys for joining me this week. Dex, anything you'd like to plug, or where can people find you at?
Well, I know we're still in the beginnings, Mark, but we're going to be plugging
Yeah.
Beast of Blood book. Hopefully, we'll get that thing rocking and rolling soon, and it's
Yeah.
all done, and we're just ready to start up our campaign. So,
Yep, and that'll be launching on Indiegogo very soon. Enrico, where can people find you?
Enrico Botta on Instagram, Enrico Botta on X, and hopefully soon YouTube. Enrico Botta on YouTube. Subscribe, and I'll have some videos up soon.
Yeah, you'll have that SpawnCon footage.
I'll have SpawnCon footage.
and I'll have that Chicago Comic Con C2E2 footage coming soon.
That's definitely
Yeah, guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Koni Waves. Go check out U.S. Assassin 4 Dogs of War on Indiegogo, Thief in the Night on Kickstarter, and go sign up for Writhe Payne Book 2 on Indiegogo and American Ninja X comic and action figure on Indiegogo as well. We'll be back Wednesday for Revolution. We got Edwin Acevedo joining us to talk about his new book, The Ace issue 3. And then Thursday, I'll have a special episode. I'm going to have Bill Ropp from Grok Comics on to talk Thief in the Night. Thanks so much for joining us. Amanda, thank you for sharing the links. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching, guys.
peace.